my screen now. Good. So I have a doc. Like I said, it's a LinkedIn class, and I'm going to be teaching from a book. I just wrote a book. I'm yet to launch this book. This is, I think, the third book I'm writing for this year alone. I've launched two already, and this is the third one. I'm yet to launch this. It's still undergoing publications and the likes of that. And I would love to teach from this book because it has a lot of value and it was specifically created for this class, for this LinkedIn class. So it's really a lot. It's really a lot. I poured a lot into creating this book. So I was able to extract, it's on modules. So we have 8 modules. So I'm going to be treating it one after the other. Today we're going to be dealing on the first module, the module 1. And by the grace of God, I'm very much positive that we'll definitely learn a lot. So it's first to help us understand LinkedIn, help us understand our positioning and the likes of that. Then when it comes to practical, we can host another meeting to discuss the practical aspect. But for this meeting, it's going to be more of lecturing or teaching rather. So I'm going to share a doc, hold on, and we'll work with this doc. It's loading, okay. All right. So can we all confirm that we are seeing the doc? What I'm sharing, can you all confirm you can see it?
Yes, I can.
All right, thank you very much. So, like I said, this is my book. The name of this book will be out very soon. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm thinking of launching this book on my birthday, and I'm going to launch it with a very good price. So I call it the LinkedIn. No, I'll keep the name for later. Basically, let's just work. So this TC means table of contents. So the table of contents, we're working on the part 1 today, which is the module 1, and it involves different things. And we're talking about brand foundation and marketing, market positioning. That's what I'm going to be teaching today, basically. And it involves our identity and positioning, foundation positioning. So in order for us to build anything, be it LinkedIn, be it our business, be it any brand in any socials, we first have to understand our identity and our brand positioning. If we don't know that, that is the foundation of every brand. If we don't know that, basically, it's almost like we are just playing and, working around the clock and not being able to really understand how we can lay our foundation. So in understanding your identity and positioning your brand, first you have to find your niche. So everyone has a skill, but you need to center down around a niche, a particular niche. And after finding a niche, you want to clarify your offer and transformation. You want to make it very broad and understandable. Then you want to define your authority type. What type of niche are you trying to create? Are you trying to position yourself as an expert? Are you trying to position yourself as a guide? Are you trying to position yourself as a documenter? So you want to understand this. Then after that, you want to craft your one-liner. Because for the purpose of this, we are using LinkedIn as our social hub for this. And since we are going to be using LinkedIn, it's cool that we use it as point of reference and we're able to work with LinkedIn specifically. But you can implement this on other platforms, but it's specifically for LinkedIn. So you are able to craft your one-liner and then the belief matrix, why people should buy. You're able to understand it. You want to help us understand why you want me, Jude Area, to buy your product, to buy your service, to buy your brand, to buy whatever you have to sell. So we have to understand this basically. So this is what we are going to be dealing with for today, this whole thing. So like I said earlier on before I start the meeting, for those that were not here, we are going to, it's teaching from a book, my book. I'm yet to launch this book. I'm going to be launching the book on my birthday, July 31st, by the grace of God. And I'm teaching from this book. And this book was specifically created for the purpose of this class. It's very detailed and trust me, you're going to love it. So TC, table of contents, and this is the first module in the table of contents, the part 1. And this is everything in it. So we're going to be teaching this today. For the purpose of this class, we're going to be using Zoom. And the reason why I'm using Zoom is because I'm able to record on Zoom and the quality is quite high. The reason I'm not able to use Meet is because I'm unable to record on Meet. So, and we are limited to 40 minutes. So I'm going to be teaching basically for the 40 minutes we have, for the little time we have, helping you understand what needs to be understood. Then when we have questions, or if we, if there's a need to answer our questions and, go deep, we would have to schedule a separate meeting. It may be immediately or another day based on agreement. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to move on forward. But before that, I would love to confirm, can you guys hear me clearly? Can everyone hear me? Just one person can answer.
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
All right, thank you very much. So module one, identity and positioning foundation. Before any profile gets optimized or a single post is made, your foundation must be set. Your identity and positioning on LinkedIn is what turns random impression into deep attraction. It tells the market who you serve, what you solve, and why they should choose you. So most people skip this step because that's the reason why their LinkedIn presence lacks gravity, because they have been unable to discover this and really understand this for themselves. You can find your niche, but you don't know who you serve, your target audience, what you solve, the problem you are solving, the need you are trying to help people understand from, and why they should choose you. So basically, the reason why their LinkedIn presence is still in obscurity, as I would say, is because they lack the common knowledge of this thing. Now, the module, as I said, will help you build a brand that people trust, remember, and buy from. That is what we want. That is what is important. We want to be remembered for trust, highly authoritative in whatever niche we are, and we want to be remembered as people whom our target audience can buy for, basically. So in finding your niche, a one, you see, I name it niche of one. In finding this niche, a niche of one is the intersection where your unique experience, passion, and perspective solve a very specific problem for a very specific group of people. So we got to do market research when I was a career coach to find out that 75% of individuals who are currently working, they basically don't enjoy working. The work they find themselves working on, they don't really enjoy it. The reason why they are working and the reason why they are there is because they basically need money to earn a living. It's not because they like it. So in finding your niche of one, it has to be an intersection of your unique experience, your passion, something you love doing. So that was our goal as a career coach, that should help people discover a skill and train them in a skill that they have passion for, something that they would end up working for all through the day, be happy, and at the end of the day, they are still getting paid for it. It's more of like a fulfilled life. So yeah, it's an intersection of your unique experience, your passion, and a perspective of, to solve a specific problem for a very specific group of people. So you don't want to solve the whole world's problem. Everybody has problem, basically. So you don't want to be Jesus. You don't want to solve everybody's problem. You want to solve a particular problem. You were called for a particular purpose, and that is what you want to solve. And while solving it, you want to make money. So that's the reason why you have to find it. That is the definition of the niche of one. That was my definition for it. So why it matters specifically is what makes you memorable. The broader your positioning, the weaker your magnetic pull. You will definitely agree with me on that. The broader your positioning, the weaker your magnetic pull. Jack of all trades, master of none. You want to position as someone who can solve 100 problems at a time. It is very much possible, but the weaker your magnetic pull, the weaker your audience gets, because they're unable to really position you and spot you for one thing. They just, when they try to understand you, who is this guy? A lot of things are going through their head because they can't really put you in a spot. So clients prefer that they work with individuals or people. I would say individuals per se, because for the reason of for the purpose of this class, they love working with individuals who have figured out their niche, who basically you are known for this thing. They don't want to work with individuals whom they are very confused on. What's this person even doing? Especially when you're working with foreigners. So that is the reason why you have to discover a niche. So how to identify your own niche? You will definitely want to put this down, because this would basically help you in discovering your niche. What problem do you solve? that people are already trying to solve? What problem do you solve that people are already trying to solve? You have to understand that one. Then what are you uniquely equipped to serve? Sorry, who are you uniquely equipped to serve? Those are your target audience. I may have a niche, but my target audience will just be students. You may have a niche, your target audience will be contractors. Another may have a niche, and a person's target audience will be lawyers, bankers, and the likes of them. So you have to know who you are uniquely equipped to serve. Now, the first one, like I said, what problem do you solve that people are trying to solve? That people are already trying to solve. Then, secondly, who are you uniquely equipped to serve? Then, three, where have you created results before, even if it is unpaid? That is the reason why volunteer experience are quite good. A lot of us here have volunteered with me. I think quite some. Yeah, I think just Anointed has volunteered with me, and the experience would, definitely be something that can shoot him, that can upgrade his CV, that can, boost his resume and the likes of that. When you um, when you volunteer, when you go out for internship and the likes of all these things, it actually helps you. Would see the reason why it helps you while going on here. Then what market is undeserved, underserved, or overwhelmed? That is how you can actually, identify your niche. A lot of us maybe can be graphic designers and the likes of those, but if you can actually understand and know well where you serve and whom you serve as a graphic designer, you can position well in a niche that may sound different as a graphic designer, but still is a graphic designer. Would understand further. Now, example, instead of I help people grow online, try I help career coaches automate their clients' onboarding system using LinkedIn and Notion. This is trying to broaden your skill. Like I said, graphic designer. Now, I use this example because I'm a career coach and I'm a business development strategist, or what the whites would call business system architect. So all the examples that were cited here were more of like my examples because these are my skills, these are my niche, and this is my book. So instead of saying I help people grow online, instead of saying I will help you design, instead of saying I don't know that, it's because I'm saying design because we have graphic design, I think two here. So that's the reason why I'm saying graphic design. So instead of positioning yourself as, I help people grow online, targeting a lot of people. Why not just narrow down to a niche? I help career coaches, I help CEOs, I help founders, I help business owners automate their clients' onboarding system using LinkedIn and Notion. It's still the same thing. You are still trying to help them grow. It's the same word, but now you're expanding it to make them understand. Because not everybody is as smart as you to understand everything that you offer, all the baby grammars and the likes of them. So you have to break it down to their level. Now understand. So you don't need to be the best. You need to be the most clearly useful in a specific situation. That's what I just said. You don't need to be the best. You need to be the most clearly useful. You need to be the most clearly useful in a specific situation. Then 1.2, clarifying your offers and transformation. Your offer isn't a list of tasks, it's a clear transformation. People pay to go from a painful before to a desired after. That's what you will pay for. That's what everyone will pay for. That's what I will pay for. A painful before to a desired after. I would have loved to give a story, but for the purpose of this class, I won't really give that for now. So we have an assignment here. What does your client's life look like before working with you? You have to understand it. Most of us here, we've worked with one or two clients. Now, what was their life like before you came into their life? Now, what does it look after? If you are able to answer that question, it means that at first you've been able to spot a problem and you're able to help them solve that problem. And by the grace of God, their life looked better after. I hope so. So And what is the emotional relief or opportunity they gained while working with them or while you were working with them? So let's take an example here. Before, my client was always busy. Like I said, I'm a business development strategist, and the whites call me business system architect. So they were always busy, manually chasing leads, unclear back end. But after predictable lead, they had lead flow, they had an automated fulfillment, and a structured brand. So your assignment would be write this in one line, understanding your one line. This is the one liner. This will be your assignment. It should be, I help who go from before state to after state using what method or what system. So let's say I'm working with a graphic designer. I help business owners go from scattered brand, or I would say, give me a word. Give me a word. What word can I use for that as a graphic designer? What word can I use? I help business owners go from what? Give me a word. Any of us? Graphic designers in the house. I think we have three graphic designers here currently. Three strong graphic designers. We don't know, right? I would just give a word. I help business owners go from scattered brand or unknown identity, unknown brand identity to a known brand identity using my expatriate um, brand positioning. I don't know. What do you think? Anita, do you want to say something?
No, no, no.
All right. So basically, that's what we want to do. That's our first
Sorry,
assignment.
I was just trying to.
All right, go on.
No, never mind.
All right, thank you. So write that in a one line. I help who go from, this is for those of us joining us, this is where I am. I just highlighted that. Let me use it yellow, yeah. So I help who go from blah, blah, blah to blah, blah, blah using my method or stuff like that. Then choose your authority. Identify, sorry. There are three positioning of authority on LinkedIn. Like I said, LinkedIn is going to be our point of reference for this lesson or whatever we're going to be doing. So number one is the expert. You have a strong experience. That is the expert. You have strong experience, proving results, and you teach from that. When positioning on LinkedIn, you have to know what authority you want to position at. Do you want to position as an expert, as a guide, or as a documenter? You have to know. And the reason why these things are important and the reason why I'm trying to help us understand these things is because basically I've seen business owners in LinkedIn, especially graphic designers and some others that they have skills, but they're unable to express themselves. They don't even know keywords. They don't know marketing words. Nothing, nothing. I've had sessions with, I had a session with someone, I think 2 weeks back. She's from Texas. Yeah, Texas. And after talking to her and everything, the one thing that she said was that, wow, I could hear you say CTA, I could hear you, use KPIs and the likes of these things, key performance indicators. And that means, yeah, you must really be very good when it comes to marketing. I said, yes. Thank God I knew these terms. Thank God I understood these names and everything. I didn't just say it from a local standpoint. I said it from an authority standpoint, knowing that I'm an expert. I know what I'm doing. And I could show that to her and how she could, know that, okay, detect that, yeah, this person is very, really, very good was the words I spoke, I used during the meetings. That was how she was able to detect that, okay, this person is good in this area. So understand your key positioning. Do you want to position as an expert, someone who have a strong experience already, proven results, and you teach from that? One, two, do you want to be a guide? You help others reach results by, synthesizing insights, even if you are not yet at the top as an expert. You want to just be a guide. Sometimes I position as a guide, and sometimes I position as an expert. I position as a guide when it comes to career coaching, and I position as a guide when it comes to business development strategist. That is who I am because that is what I do. I love doing it. Or do you want to be a documenter? You are in the trenches, sharing your sharing your learning journey openly. Some of us may want to position as that. There are whites who actually, so I'm going to be sorry, I'm going to be branching to, making some examples from my client's experience. I met with the clients this week, I think it was Monday, yeah, on Monday. And the one thing he said was like, can you please tell me your story? You seem very interesting. Can I know your story, how your undergraduate days, how you became a coach, how you became who you are today? Can I get to know you? And after telling them, after telling him my story, he was like, wow, wow, that is very nice. That is where I got this understanding that although I've been hearing it, they said story sells faster than service. I didn't really get to understand it, but after that meeting, I really understood that point. Story sells faster than service. So it's sometimes we just position and we just want to sell our service, push it and make our clients understand and stuff like that. But it doesn't really work like that. Sometimes they just want to know your story. They want to know how you got there. They want to know the passion what fuels you. They want to see if what you are currently doing, if it's fueled from a passion or if it's fueled from an experience or something like that. They want to know. Once they're able to know this, that will determine if they will take you on or not. And to God be the glory, the next day I was asked to send a proposal. And I'm trusting the Lord that I would definitely hit that contract day. So that's for that. So you have to know, what do I want to position as? Do you want to position as an expert? Do you want to position as a guide? Or you want to position as a documenter? You should know that. Choose one and own it. Example, let's look at Vanessa Lau. She's an expert. She teaches coaches with case studies and framework. A guy, Justin Welsh. How many of us know Justin Welsh? I don't think, maybe a few of us. He compiles, growth systems and offering curated playbooks. That's what he usually shares on LinkedIn. Or you want to be a documenter, early stage solopreneur, building in public, sharing your workflow. Anointed do that a lot. I've seen his Instagram. It's quite cool. I think Extra do that also. Majority of us here do that. So we want to share our early stage solopreneur building in public and everything. That actually it builds trust with clients when they see that, like, wow, this person has been doing this thing for quite a long time now, and they'll definitely want to work with you. Then number 4, craft your one-liner. Craft a one-liner. So this is your LinkedIn tagline, your pitch, and your elevator hook, all rolled into one formula, or all rolled into one. I've seen individuals whom they don't even know what they call elevator speech. How many of us know what they call elevator speech? I don't think majority of us here know that. So you see, when you go on LinkedIn, I would have loved to share my screen, but I don't want to. Should I share my screen right now? Well, I don't want to share my screen for now because sharing my screen would mean I would be stopping this document from sharing. So some other time we'll go on that and share my screen and stuff like that. So the elevator speech is something that every client or anyone who comes to your profile, they see, but we joke with it all the time. You can imagine someone's elevator speech is saying, I'm Rosali University. That is the only thing that is there. Your elevator speech, I just put in graphic designer. It's cool. I'm not saying I'm not judging your stuff, but try to understand. There are dozens of graphic designers online, especially on LinkedIn, and you are putting yourself out there as graphic designer, and somebody is using something very cool and nice. Who do you think would land more gig? You are the person. Obviously, it's going to be the person. So you have to understand your pitch. This is something that your clients see when it comes to your profile. Basically, this is the first thing they see. And that is going to depend on if they are going to scroll on your profile to check your progress, your experience, and the likes of that, or they are just going to go off. So you don't want to drive them away by your elevator speech, by the first speech, by something they see when they reach out to you. I have just 10 minutes left. So what's the formula we can use for this? I help a specific audience. I help business owners. I help career coaches. I help serial entrepreneurs, blah, 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 achieve specific results, times 10 their revenue, for example, through what method? That's an assignment for us. So we want to craft our own formula. So subsequently, during these weekends, craft your own formula, your one-liner, and send it across, and we'll work with that. So I have blah, blah, blah. Through what method? Through my expatriate graphic designing, blah, blah, blah. You get it now. Now, examples, I help career coaches book more calls through automated LinkedIn outreach. I help creators monetize their voices with newsletter system. I help early stage entrepreneurs structure their brand from scratch using clarity first systems. Refine until you feel this is what I do and that is why I'm valuable. So refine your one-liner to that point where you feel this is, when you, after writing, using GPT, using everything you can use to come up with a one-liner, and you are just like, oh, this thing is vague. You would have this feeling that this thing is vague. You have this feeling that this thing is quite nice. You have this feeling that, oh, this is, until you get to that point where you feel, well, this is cool. This is cool. This is what I do. This is why I'm valuable. So come up with this one-liner, send it across to the group during the weekend, and I would follow up to see those who are actually very serious with this, and I would assist you in making sure you understand your one-liner, because this class basically is going to prepare you for optimization of your profile and also for sales pitching. When a client comes to you, how do you say? What do you tell them? How do you express yourself? This is really going to help you. Basically, we'll know when we get there. Then the last module, the last line we have for today, the belief matrix. Why should people buy you? Why are you important? I have tons of graphic designers on the line. Why do you think you are the one I would choose? I have virtual assistants, tons of them. They are on LinkedIn, they are on Instagram, they are everywhere. As a matter of fact, their prices may be more, reduced compared to yours. Why do you think I should choose you? This is the emotional layer. People buy, now understand what people buy. I'm going to make this, okay? Now it's an emotional layer. People buy what they believe will solve their problem. One, from who they believe understand their world through a lens that reframes how they see their problem. Then, okay, good. That's it. So people buy from you when they believe that you can solve their problem. They believe when they see that they believe, or when they believe that you understand their world. So it's not just about I can solve your problem or likes of that. They have to be sure that you really understand what you are talking about and you understand their brand. If you can't really tell them and make them feel that way, they are not. Especially when I work with foreigners, I'm telling you for certain. They are not, they want to see if you understand their brand, if you understand their vision, their goal. When you can talk from that standpoint of understanding their brand and their goal of like, oh, this person really takes, like, it's emotional. Yes, it is true. This person really understands my brand. This person really loves my brand. The purpose align. So they'll really want to work with you. Then you need to communicate that you can see what is really going through, or what they are really going through, that your ways solve the root cause, not just the symptoms. So that you can really solve the problem that they are going through from the roots and you can give them results. They have to see that. So use your content, which is your about section, and outreach to subtly install this belief matrix. So after working on your elevator speech, you want to move to your about section. We'll move on that. We'll go on a more practical flow, and we'll experiment these things, basically. But this is just lectures. So use your content, which is the about section now, and outreach to subtly install this belief matrix to help them understand why they should buy you. Example of this belief shift post. This is an example. It's very short. It's most creators think posting more will grow their business, but growth isn't about visibility. It's about structure. Your brand won't scale if the back end is broken. That is more of like a two-liner that can actually blow someone else off. You understand? So that is what we have to do. This is the part one of this book. It's a whole lot. I have 8 modules. This is just the first modules, and it's to prepare us for what is coming next. And once we're able to understand this, trust me, you are in for a smooth ride. You are in for a smooth ride. So I'm going to end this. We have just 4 minutes left. I'm going to end the class. And but before we end the class, I'm going to stop the recording, and I would love to have a chit chat with us in the next 4 minutes to see if we have questions and to see if we have to schedule another one immediately after this and come up to hop on a practical session. That is if we want that. So it's going to be majorly based on our suggestions and everything. So thank you for being in attendance of today's meeting. And I'm going to stop recording now and give us time for questions and answers.